Hey, this is Ryan Levesque here, the #1 national best-selling author of the book Ask and the creator of the Ask Method. And I wanted to shoot this video to tell a little bit about this gentleman's story. This gentleman is Fernando Godinez. Fernando, it's so awesome to be able to work with you, and I thought if I could ask you a few questions about your story and you could talk a little bit about kind of the journey that you've been on, it would be so inspiring for people who are kind of at the stage you were at in your business not that long ago. So let's talk about that.
Awesome.
So it wasn't that long ago, last year, I remember you and I, we had a conversation, you and I met, and you were interested, you're considering making a big investment to be part of one of my programs and to work with me in a deeper way. Talk to me a little bit about kind of what was going through your head, what was your hesitation at that point when we had that conversation, because I know it was a big investment for you.
Yeah, I think more than anything, we were in a point in our business where we wanted to grow, but we didn't know how to. We were, just in this little hamster wheel. So like, I knew we needed coaching. I knew we needed, something different to take us to the next level. And, when we wanted to join, I know the price, was big, so the biggest hesitation was like, is this for me? Is this going to work?
And I remember you were concerned. You were wondering, are you going to get a return on your investment? Like, are you ready? That was a big thing, right?
Yeah. I think, it's are you ready? When are you ready? Not knowing that, so that was one of the biggest issues or concerns that we had.
And so what made you decide to jump in spite of that feeling of not feeling like you were ready and not quite sure if it was the right time?
I think more than anything, the community that, everybody's so supportive, and just, there's just this gut feeling, man, like we need to join this, like this, so it's a group of such great people and everybody's like so willing to help, so that's the thing that's just pushed us over the edge, man, and it's you, it's being such a cool guy, just when we met, it was like, all right, man, we need to do this, it just felt right, I
remember one thing you told me was that we had a call. Right? You, me, and your business partner, Jovan, the three of us, we had a call, and I remember you telling me, you're like, yo, man, like anybody who's willing to hop on the phone and just help me like that went a long way. Talk a little bit about that, kind of the feeling that you guys, conversation you and Jovan had after you got off that phone.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I remember I sent you a Facebook message and like, hey, man, like we need help, like we're stuck here. And you like just instant message me like, hey, man, let's hop on a call. And you provided so much value within 30 minutes without anything, without no pitch or anything. It's just, hey, man, here's what you do, here's what you need. And that just sealed it for us, for the fact that you went out of your way to help us without asking for anything in return. Let's just, and after we got off the call with Jovan and I, I'm like, all right, man, we got to do this.
I'm like so glad you guys made that decision. At the same time, I also remember when you were in the room with the group for the first time. It was your first time to be with the rest of the members in the program, and you had this reaction. Tell me about your reaction.
So my reaction was like, I didn't feel like I was like up to the level, right? I didn't feel like, hey, I don't belong here, because I was so afraid that I was like on the bottom of the totem pole in my business, and I was a little bit intimidated more than anything, but it was. After the first day, after being in the room with all these great people and these talented people, I just felt, like everybody, like it's gonna be okay because all these guys have my back. So.
And what did I tell you? And then remember, I was like, you were like, dude, do I belong here? What did I tell you?
Yeah, you said you belong. You're here because you belong. And I still remember that.
And so that was about 8 months ago, right? And business-wise, where were you, like revenue-wise, like roughly at that point?
I mean, we were low 6 figures, so so nothing crazy, but we're doing okay for our standards.
So you're at low 6 figures, and you're there, and fast forward 8 months, and you just shared something with the group. Talk about the big milestone, the big success that you just had in your group.
Yeah, so we just had our biggest launch ever in our company. We hit almost 500,000 in 5 weeks. So it was it's coming from that, doing that for in a year to doing it in a week. It's amazing. So
you went from doing $500,000 in a full year, to doing was it $470,000 in 5 days?
Correct.
So how'd you do it? Because I know what you shared in the room. You said you just took what you learned and just applied it. So talk a little bit about that.
We literally took exactly what you taught us, the framework, and just took it, we didn't deviate. We just took exactly what you showed us, segmentation, buckets, and we just crushed it. So that was amazing, man. The results speak for themselves.
So what has this done for you now? Like you had this massive launch. what has it done for you? Like your family? Because I know you got a wife, you got kids, and like, what's that done for you?
It's allowed me to sleep at night. I can breathe now. I mean, like I can think clearly. I can think about the future now. All right, big picture. What can we work on? What can we focus on? Instead of being in this reactive mode where you're like always like, how do we get more money? How do we make more money? So it's literally lifted a big chip off of our shoulders. You know what I mean? Where I'm in Puerto Rico. I got my kids and my family with me, so that couldn't be possible without being in this program. So
talk to me about the moment when you got to get up in front of the room, stand up, and just drop the mic and say, I applied the ask method. I applied exactly what I learned from the last time that we were together, right? And then 3 months later, using what you learned in 3 months, you took it and did $500,000. What did that feel like when you got to stand up and do that?
It was amazing, man. It was nerve-wracking, but it was amazing because now, like, I can actually give back to everything that, everybody's been so generous with their time and, just providing a lot of knowledge. I was like, hey, this is what I learned from you guys. Here's my turn to give back. So it felt amazing. Very grateful for the opportunity. So
that's awesome. So let me ask you a question. So for someone, think back to the time when you were at that position, you and Jovan were having that conversation and you're saying, it's a big investment. Like, can we do this? Can we not do this? Like, is now the right time? For someone who's in that situation, who's thinking, like, they're not ready yet. They're on the fence. They're not sure if it's ready, if it's the right time to move forward. What would you say? What advice would you have for that person who's on the fence, maybe considering being part of the program?
I think that for that person, I was there. You just got to do it because that investment is such a small piece of what you're really going to get in return. Your ROI, I mean, it's just, I'm very confident because of the caliber of people, everybody's so willing to help you out. You're going to get that money back, and it's just such a small piece. If you want to take it to the next level, it's a must. So don't be afraid. We're all been there. We've all been there, and I'm a classic example, a great example of like, hey, this is where we're at. Now we're like, we made what we made in a year in a week just by applying what you taught us.
Say that again. We made
what we made in a year in a week.
And so what's the ROI you've gotten now that you've been part of the program? It's, gosh, 6-8 months. What's the ROI been already?
I mean, probably, I don't know, 20-fold. I mean, it's like just 20X. Insane. Yeah, 20X.
That's awesome, dude. Listen, man, this is so inspiring for someone who's kind of at that point where they're in the early stages of their business and they've gotten a little bit of traction and they're looking to take to that next level, right? To really step things up in a big way. Your story is so inspiring. I can't believe how quickly you've been able to do what you've been able to do just with the focus, guidance, just actually, I mean, you get all the credit because you took what you learned and you guys both, you and Jovan, you both ran with it and just executed. So, like, I feel like a proud brother right now, just like, getting to brag about his brothers doing something amazing. So listen, man, I'm so proud of you. You make me proud, and I'm really grateful that you took a few minutes to share your story like that. So thanks so much, my man.
Thank you, man.
Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Awesome, man.
Thanks.
Good.